Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Can't do our mission because we're out of milk. Guess we better get some at this new planet. Hey, we just need to get some milk.
We don't like Mandalorians, but we'll give you some milk if you kill the warlord monster bandit that's been using our Wi-Fi. Okay, well, here's your milk. Wait a second.
Oh no, Baby Yoda drank all the milk.
To the window, to the wall, till the sweat drop down my balls, till all these bitches crawl. Skeet, skeet.
There are some things that you think are impressive, but when you brag about them to me, I know that we're never gonna be friends. Number one, don't expect some grand reaction when you tell me how much you love reading books. I couldn't care less. I really couldn't. I don't care if it's supposed to make you smarter. You waste your time with paper, I waste my time with screens. You read War and Peace, I beat Portal 2 3 times. We both contributed nothing to society. That's enough. Do not brag about your drinking habits to me. I don't care. Oh my God, do I not care. I don't care how much you can drink, and I don't care how manly your drinks are. I'm gonna drink my vodka crayons, and I'm gonna have a good night. What, you don't wanna drink a couple beers with the boys? Not even a little bit. No, I'd rather drink a good cocktail, get drunker faster, and not feel like I ate a loaf of bread. And if you can drink a bunch too, I don't care. You're just further along an addiction that I don't have. Shoes. Oh my God, what are you doing? The most I'll spend on a pair of shoes is like $100 if I know they're gonna last a long time. The sneakerhead thing is stupid. How are you gonna brag about a hobby that makes you afraid of puddles?
The deadline approaches without mercy, and I stare at an empty screen.
We procrastinated for too long, and now we suffer.
Yes, thank you for the reminder, Brain. Now can you do that thing that makes us do all the doings in the last minute?
Well, in that case, I must activate deadline mode.
Yeah, deadline mode. Well, I'm typing again. Oh. It's like magic. Right. Deadline mode saves us once more.
My grief counselor died today. He was so good I don't even care.
When someone tells you to have a nice day, tell them not to tell you what the fuck to do. Be a man.
It takes three things to be a nerd. You have to be smart, socially awkward, and obsessed. All three of those things, and you are in fact a nerd. Geeks, on the other hand, they really are just smart and obsessed because they're like into comic books, comic book geeks, Star Trek geeks. They get dressed up, they do cosplay, they go out and they intermingle. Not nerds. We stay at home and don't do anything. We text and email. That's about it. Now, if you're smart and socially awkward, you're a dork. And nobody wants to be a dork. So if you're a dork, you just get obsessed and you move into the nerd region. That's smart. And if you're socially awkward and obsessed, you're a stalker. What's amazing is how close those four things are, really. It's a short walk between these.
Every time I start a job, I can't wait to quit. Should I put in 2 weeks or just randomly dip? Maybe I'll flip my desk and start throwing a fit and storm out after yelling, I can't take this! No matter what the job is, I want you to know every single day I think about how I'm gonna go.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foobar Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Joe C.
And I'm Steph.
Thank you all so very much for listening to the Foobar Show, and a special thanks to you foos who subscribe, rate, review, and share the pod with your fellow foos. Remember to pick up some swag at foobarshow.com. That's FOObarshow.com, and follow FOO Bar Show on all of our socials, and we'll food up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
Meow.
Steph, I'm pretty excited for today's show. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm about to go to sleep. And I really can't wait for this episode to be over. And that's not a bad thing. I've been busy. We both have been busy.
Are you finally going to give me a quickie?
What the fuck?
It just, doesn't need to be so long all the time.
Oh, the occasional quickie. Listen, man, that's not up to me. All right. No, we have been off for the last 2 weeks. We haven't had a pod in the last 2 weeks. Now, the first one that we didn't pod was because your family came over for Easter, and that occupied the entirety of what was our Sunday, which is the day we normally record.
Yeah, well, not only that, I had like 3 mimosas, so I was like wiped out.
You were done. And then last week, what's our story for last week, Steph? Do we have an excuse for last week?
What happened last week?
We were just tired. No, I mean, I did. Oh, I was recording. That was my fault, actually. I was recording with the band.
Right.
So I was gone the majority of the day. Now, we did say that we were gonna try to record when I got home, but then I get home at 11 at night.
Well, we were gonna record on Saturday, but that didn't happen because you had a show and I went to.
You did a thing.
I had an event to go to, the Crystal Nostalgia event.
What's that all about, eh?
It was a pretty cool DJ set. There was 4 DJs playing vaporwave, future funk, and what's the other one? City pop type music. So just imagine like your classic jams.
Okay.
And they're
kind
of
pump up the jam.
Yeah, they're really they're remixed to a certain extent.
Right.
So
they're DJs.
Or if you feel like that old anime, all the songs, all the the J-pop, they kind of bring those back and remix those
with pump up the jams.
Yeah. It was a good vibe. It was a good vibe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
I really enjoyed it. That's like the second one of those type of events that I've been to. And I've been getting to that music a lot lately. And I'm feeling it.
Do you think it's wise, Steph, that we continue to try to put this podcast out on Mondays? Or should we maybe explore? It wouldn't be the first time we change dates on releases.
Right. We used to put them out every Tuesday, Thursday.
Oh, remember those days? Well, because we all lived in the same house. So that was easy as hell. Like, hey, man, can you put down your Xbox just for a half hour and come over and do this?
No. Well, the whole thing was you split sports up into its own segment, which was like an hour.
But it was
by itself.
But it was recorded on the same day that we recorded the other part. So it was just kind of a 2-parter that we released in 2 separate dates. But we did also release twice a week. And we recorded twice a week back then.
Yeah,
that was like season 1 or 2.
That was intense too because you were still editing out all our ums and all the dead air.
I don't edit shit anymore. The way this thing goes is the way it gets put out.
I know. We have progressively gotten better.
Speak for yourself. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I've been at least the last couple of weeks have been really eventful for me. I got a new job.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's been exciting, man. And it's everybody here knows that I'm a musician. I'm in a band. We play regularly, like every week. And we aspire to do something bigger than what it is right now that we're doing regionally.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be working for Fender guitars, man.
Tight.
I'm going to be working for it's one of my favorite brands on the goddamn planet. Fender was my first guitar. It was the first little Fender Squire that you get with that $120 kit that comes with like a little 15 watt Fender amp, the guitar, a cable, and a bag.
I had one of those. I had the bass.
The bass version of that.
Yeah, I had the bass version
starter
of that.
kit. So yeah, that's what taught me how to play guitar and grow my love for it. And then now I own several other Fenders as well. I have a Telecaster, Stratocaster. Now that I work for Fender, man, I'm gonna have a lot more Fenders. In fact, I wouldn't mind it if they just paid me in guitars.
Excuse me?
As I can always just turn around and sell them. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't, though.
I wouldn't. No, we would starve. and we'd be out on the street
We
real
would
quick.
live in a house built out of Fender guitars.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, this is man, it's working in the same building that the factory is in, which is like the crown jewel. And the stories that I'm getting from the employees there is just like, Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus just swung by one day because they wanted to get this is like recently as like a month ago or so. Freaking Phil Collin of Def Leppard has even a room dedicated to him in there. He swings by and does like a lot of custom work and shit like that. And people just like swing by, dude, like because they have the custom shops there, so they're gonna meet with the custom shop master builder. I don't know, I forget what they said that they called them, but there's a lot of history in those walls, a lot of memorabilia in the walls. I couldn't have been geeking out more when I was given the tour and just being shown around and shit like that during the interview process. Really cool. I'm super excited to start. I start on May 1st, and man, this is really exciting.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for you. I mean, you worked your ass off to get where you are, career wise, and now you're actually like.
Now I'm doing something relevant to the industry that I'm actually connecting my career with my hobby, if you want to call it a hobby. It's more like a second career, no?
Yeah, I mean, you're essentially working two jobs. One, in the office, and the other one is on stage.
Right.
But they're both jobs. Like it's never a job if you love what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's just something ugly people say.
I'm super proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I have been excited, ecstatic, all the good shit that you can feel since I got that offer letter. And I can't wait to, not only can I wait to start, I can't wait to leave this last company because they've just been a pain in the ass. But we won't go into that. I won't bore you with those details. How have you been, Steph?
Pretty cool. I just ran a 5K yesterday, the Santa Ana Fun Run.
So are you doing that regularly now? Because I realize that I have to keep saying how much I am not interested in joining you more often than I have been.
I don't know. It's something new every year. Last year, everybody wanted to do a hike. Oh, let's go on a hike. It's not going to be that hard. And, 5 miles later, it's like, whose idea was this?
You're just getting into a fight with your family.
And it's always like super early in the morning, which is actually a good thing because that's when it's the coolest.
Sure.
As soon as the sun comes up, hour or two into it, it's just brutally hot. And even yesterday, it was only 65 degrees outside, but there was no cloud cover. And so it was hot.
Yeah, you're getting the sun rays. Yeah, you heat up pretty quickly that way. We've just been getting used to the cold weather here in Southern California. So 80 kind of is like a little hot.
That's too much. I used to like thrive at 80 degrees. It's like 80 degrees is perfect. Nope.
Now you just want to retreat inside with
65
the AC.
degrees. I'm just like, why the hell is it so hot?
Yeah.
Anyway, we ran 5K, but my brother and one of his friends did a 10K, which at that point you're just doing the whole track twice.
Yeah.
There's nothing different. There's no like extra route. You just do the.
You just do it again.
Yeah, you just loop it again.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was like a health fest afterwards, which that health fest comprised of us waiting in line for a banana and some water, and like a plastic bottle.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Now I assume it was free to enter because otherwise, you probably would have gotten a cooler, like goodie bag.
No, not necessarily. This event was free.
Knew it.
Hosted by Santa Ana.
Called it.
But we, they had sponsors. Northgate was the sponsor, so I guess they were just giving us all these bananas. And
they were gonna go bad tomorrow. That's why.
Actually, no. These were like pretty green bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look pretty good.
Okay. Something seems off.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just a banana and some water and some Nutri-Grain bars and a water bottle, like I said. And we also got like a finishing medal. It either said 5K if you did the 5K or 10K if you did the 10K. And the bibs were different colors so they can tell who ran what.
And last month you did a bubble run, right?
February?
Okay, so a couple months ago you did a bubble run where it's just you're running with bubbles.
That one, it was more lighthearted, where like nobody was in a rush to just finish like we were with the Santa Ana race. The bubble run, there's different checkpoints. There's like 3 or 4 checkpoints, and that is like the bubble station. It's pretty much like a bubble machine with different colored bubbles.
Okay.
You just run through it. You really do it for the Instagram
Sure, yeah.
pics. So other than that, you're just running a 5K.
Now, are these bubbles like once they dry out, like are you all sticky?
No, actually, it's pretty like rinse free.
Okay.
Type of thing. Doesn't leave a residue. But we were all wearing the bubble run T-shirts, which were white, and those got stained. But as soon as you wash them, the color comes off, so it's just back to normal.
I see. Cool. Well, riveting.
Yeah. Also, looks like I'm going to be doing 5Ks this year.
Well, that's your own fault because you keep agreeing to go to these 5Ks, Steph.
You know what?
I'm not going to be caught dead in one of these 5Ks. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you used to run them.
I ran one just so I can say that I have and give, a firsthand explanation as to why I don't want to continue doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have a Taekwondo Rumble next week. This week.
Okay.
At the end of this week. And I'm...
You can kick some ass?
Not really looking forward to it.
Why is that?
Because everybody there is like way younger than I am. And I feel like I'm the oldest one. There's probably going to be like one other person that's relatively the same age as I am.
Mm-hmm.
But
so do you get paired up with that person?
No, because we're from the same school. So they try not to pair same students from the same school because like we already know our fighting styles. Mm-hmm. So we try to like what the Rumble is that there's several different schools that get pinned up against each other, and then we kind of learn from their fighting styles and kind of take away from what we see there and incorporate it into our fighting styles. So it's not like a first, second place type of race or tournament type of thing.
Okay.
It's pretty much practice.
Yeah. Well, somebody better get sent to the hospital, Steph.
It'll probably be me.
No, it's not what I meant. But
I walk in there. Oh, my ankle. I haven't even started yet.
So let's see here. On tap, we've got some geeking out. You said you had some kind of trivia?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna test your knowledge.
Okay, and test my knowledge on something. I got some news on like Super Mario and things like that have been going on in the media. Of course, we're going to close it out with a little music news. Lots been going on with Coachella these last couple weeks. So a couple things I wanted to point out there. But before we get into Geeking Out, Steph, we have another edition of Manic Mark Maples Messages on Mondays, motherfucker. And let's see. I haven't heard it yet. I've been meaning to. We've had 2 weeks to hear this. I'm not listening to it now. Let's see what he said.
Joe, you smoke entirely too much weed.
So?
You were talking about a list of bands, I believe, for Lollapalooza or something like that, and you mentioned a band called Beauty School Dropout. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't Frankie Valli, it was Frankie Avalon from the Beach Bunny Blanket Bingo shit from back in the day with Annette Funicello. Grease. It's an old movie with John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. Watch it.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take the L on this one because I have no fucking clue what he's talking about, except for the Grease part. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't remember that?
It's been 2-3 weeks, Steph.
No, even from just Grease.
Oh, what about it?
Never mind. Jesus Christ.
Listen, me and my weed intake is neither here nor there. I don't know why that's a subject for debate. But, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll look into it, Mark. I'll look into it. I don't know. That's really all he's left us. When the Monday or Tuesday after Easter, he texted me and he's just like, where the fuck is the podcast? I want to complain about something. So we'll give you more material here, Mark. Just tune on in and rant away. But that's all we got for Mark this week, Steph. You want to just get into Geeking Out?
Sure.
All right. So you want to get started with that trivia thing? What's this trivia all about, eh?
So we've been watching the Food That Made America.
On the History Channel.
On the History Channel. And they were talking about different slogans, pretty much all the chains and all the little snacks and the drinks that made America what it is today.
Okay.
And I was thinking, let's do a couple slogans. Not the easy ones. Not like the finger looking good or the I'm loving it slogans.
Sure.
Because you already know what those are off the top of your head.
Of course.
But I'm gonna tell you the slogan, and I want you to tell me what the food product or
company
it is.
All right. So do I get like multiple guesses? Is this multiple choice?
No,
Okay.
it's just a fill in the blank.
Got it.
Type of answer?
No true or false or nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
And you only get one shot because, who are we kidding?
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I misspelled snack.
How do you misspell snack?
Snack with no C. Snack.
All right.
The snack. Okay, here's your first one. The snack that smiles back is the slogan for what?
The snack that smiles back. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to work through this one. So I assume that it's smiling at you. So I'm going to go with gummy bear.
No, that is goldfish.
They smile?
They smile. Yeah, they have a little. They have one eye that's looking at you, and then it smiles.
I only remember the eye. All right.
No, there's a mouth.
I'll take your word for it. So that's point for nobody. Okay.
Okay. Milk's favorite cookie.
Oh, it's going to be an Oreo.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Good to the last drop.
Oh, fuck. Good to the last drop. I should know this one. I should know this one. Good to the last drop. I'd like to buy a vowel.
You may.
No. Can I get a hint? There's no hints.
It is a
Can you use it
drink?
in a sentence? Shut up. I figured it was a drink. Good to the... Oh, man. This is going to bother me.
Okay. The container is blue.
A container is blue.
Not red.
Pepsi?
No.
Oh.
Maxwell House.
Ah, yep. Have you taken a... All right. I know the answer is no. But what you should do, and everybody listening, take a deep dive into Maxwell House advertising from like the 60s. And it's probably like some of the most misogynistic commercials. It's awesome. It's awesome. If you want to take a little breath of fresh air into some, misogynistic nostalgia from the 1960s, it's always about like, be a good Maxwell wife by bringing me some coffee. Like if there's ever and it's always the husband berating the wife about how her coffee sucks. It's like, I need you to get me the good shit because we have company. Get the Maxwell. Be a good little wife and get me some Maxwell.
Does she just appear out of the door frame of the kitchen with a tray and a pot of coffee with some mugs? Here you go.
Yeah.
No,
she's not upset at all. She's taking the constructive criticism. This is back when you could take your day out on a woman. When they were coachable is the way I'd like to put it.
Coachable? Shut the fuck up.
But no, yeah, she totally internalized it, and she committed to being a better Maxwell wife. At the end of every commercial. It's awful.
Sounds great. Now make me a sandwich.
Exactly, but with coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, with a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Cup of coffee in the big time.
And a little splash of Drano.
All right, what's next? Did I get that one right? I did not.
No, you did not.
Okay.
Okay. This next one is dangerously cheesy.
Dangerously cheesy. That's Cheetos.
That's Cheetos. All right. Quality you can taste.
Fuck. Oh, man.
Yeah. These are some
you don't think about these, Damn. This is going to bug me because like once I know it,
You know it.
but I don't know it. You know, it's like not. All right.
Would you like a hint?
Yes.
It is a Southern California company.
That doesn't help me at all. Good to the last taste?
Good to the last drop.
Good to the last drop.
Was
Good to the
Maxwell
last-
House.
Oh wait.
This one is quality you can
Quality
taste.
you can taste. Okay, quality you can taste. My dick.
No.
What is it?
In and Out.
Oh, god damn it! Was that now? Okay.
No, it's on everything.
It's on everything.
It's on everything. It's on the cups, on the fries, on the bag.
Now, okay, I'm gonna challenge this one because is that their slogan?
That's the slogan, not the song.
That's the slogan. That jingle.
That's what a hamburger is all about? No, that's not it because it's in quotes on the packaging. Quality you can taste.
What do the quotes have to do with anything?
It's what it is. Look, I looked it up. I thought it was that's what a hamburger is all about too, but no.
Come on.
All right.
Anyway, here's your next one. Where flavor gets its wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wingstop.
Oh!
Yeah.
Which one's Buffalo Wild Wings?
That one I don't know.
Huh. All right.
If anybody knows.
I'm not doing very good.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 2 out of 6 so far.
Fuck.
Okay.
Okay. Out of how many in total?
10.
Okay. I think I'm mathematically out of this, but go for it.
Okay, this one I don't think you're gonna get. I didn't even know this one. The crave is a powerful thing.
Crave is a powerful thing. All right. It sounds like it's like a candy, maybe. Something that you might hear like on a Nickelodeon channel ad. Let's go with Go-Gurt.
No.
No.
It's White Castle.
Oh. Why would you think I would get any of these? And that White Castle's an East Coast thing. And Vegas.
Well, yeah. And also in the freezer section.
Fuck that. Those things suck.
Yeah, because they don't have the pickles.
You got to put your own pickles on it.
Okay, I have a feeling you might get this one.
All
This
right.
next one. Eating good in the neighborhood. Are you fucking serious?
Eating good. Well, there's because it's Applebee's.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, you got 2 left.
Okay.
This next one is bet you can't eat just one.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Bet you can't eat just one.
I know. I should know this one. You see, it's because I'm not a fat ass anymore. Otherwise, I'd be eating indiscriminately from different bags of things, and if I'm bored, I'm reading the packaging. What is it again?
Bet you can't eat just one.
Bet you can't eat just one. That is Pringles.
No, that's not it.
What?
Pringles is once you pop, the fun don't stop.
So is this what, Ruffles?
This is Lay's.
Lay's! Oh, god damn it. See, at least I was in the chip world.
You were in the chip section,
Yeah,
yes.
I was in, yeah.
Okay, so this one, I actually didn't know this until we saw the episode of Foods That Made America.
Okay.
This one, it's a giveaway because the name of it is in the slogan.
I was very high at the time. I still may not get this.
It's Jiffing Good is the slogan.
It's Jif.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember what the old slogan was?
Choosy mothers prefer Jif?
Choosy moms choose Jif. Yeah.
Choosy moms choose Jif. Yeah. And that apparently just changed to it's Jiffing Good recently?
In 2019.
I don't remember this change taking place. Then again, I haven't had Jif since I was like a kid, I think.
Right, but we were still kind of eating peanut butter. We were eating the Jif.
Jif or Skippy?
No, I was a Jif.
You were a Jif child?
Child.
Yeah, as was I.
And so the other day I was looking for it because we saw the episode and then I went to Target looking for a Jif bottle that had this slogan, but apparently they don't print it on there anymore. I think it's only for advertising.
Okay.
So I just really wanted to see what it looked like on the packaging. It's Jiffing Good.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't find it. But what I did find was that they make a sugar-free peanut butter now.
Oh.
But it's not, technically it is peanut butter, but still not really peanut butter, as we learned from the episode, because it only has 90% peanuts.
Right. Yeah, they cut it with a bunch of chemicals and stuff. So.
No, it's the oil. That's what it is. Like vegetable oil and stuff like that.
And other things to make it, what do they call that process? To oxidize it or some shit like that? I don't even remember. But anyway, you got more questions here for me, Steph?
No, that was all 10. So out of 10.
Whoops.
What is happening?
Nothing. Nothing's happening.
You got 4 out of 10.
Well, that sucks.
These were, like I said in the beginning, not the most common ones.
Yeah, you know what? And I should get half points for being at least like the Lay's one. I was in the chips realm.
No.
All right, fine. Well, anyway, aside from that epic failure, what else did you want to talk about today here, Steph?
Whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Is that all you came with today? Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. This is supposed to be a quickie.
I don't do well with quickies.
Oh my God, the pressure.
Well, we just saw the end of season 3 for the Mandalorian, and people are asking because if they wanted to stop the series now at the end of season 3, it would be okay because they pretty much won their planet back from Moff. What kind of name is Moff anyway? Or is that a title?
No, I think it's a title like Darth.
Whatever. And anyway, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it by now, the hell, dude. But yeah, the season 3 has come to an end, and we saw the most Mandalorians on the same screen as ever. And I think this season really changes the meaning behind the title of the show, The Mandalorian. When the show started, it was obviously about Din Djarin and his escapades and adventures. But as we move along here, the Mandalorian could mean pretty much anybody in the show, including Grogu, because he is now a Mandalorian or part of the...
He's an apprentice.
Yeah, he's an apprentice. And he, an adopted son of Din Djarin too. So I think that was very clever of Dave Filoni and your boy Jon Favreau into kind of writing it in this way, because now it expands the meaning behind the Mandalorian title. And we get an idea of what season 4 is going to be about. And by the way, there will be a season 4. Jon Favreau says he even already has the scripts ready to go. They just don't know when they're going to start filming. They don't know really much of anything. We can probably expect to have that season released in 2025 at some point, keeping in mind that the space between season 2 and 3 was like a year and a half. So I don't know. This could mean a few things, but this next season apparently will tie into the Ahsoka series, is what I'm being told.
Oh, I can see that happening with him going into the New Republic.
Mm-hmm. Because Ahsoka is going to be... It's going to tell another part of a larger or overarching story. And we're going to see how that goes. Now, at the end of season 3, like I said, we have an idea of what kind of adventures he's going to be going into, because he said that he was going to be now protecting the outer realm, the outer rim, of the galaxy, which really doesn't get policed a whole lot because the New Republic doesn't have the resources to police all that. And so, you have people patrolling the galaxy, but I've only seen maybe 2-3 galactic policemen. I don't even know what they're called, really.
Space cops.
I
would love to see the first episode of the new season, like an 80s theme, and then it's like, it's Din and Grogu in their in their ship, and then it's like all 80s theme, and then you have like the synthesizer in the background. And it's just like the Mandalorian in Space Cops, patrolling the Outer Rim with the New Republic.
Yeah, it's like a buddy cop show.
Yeah.
It's like Chips, but in space.
And it's all like starring Din Djarin, and he looks out the window.
Yeah.
And then Grogu, and then it says like apprentice underneath his name, right? And he's just like,
Right. It
writes itself.
For a 50-year-old, he's still pretty stupid. Really, he can't talk yet. You would think. Is that, and he's the third of his species to show up on screen. Because we had Yoda, we had, I forget the name of the other one. That was also a Jedi. And then we have Grogu, and there's fan theory saying that Yoda and that other one that was a female, they knocked
Yaddle?
Boots. Was that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. That they knocked Boots at some point for the continuance of the species, not because they were in love or anything. And then that's how you get Grogu.
I think there have been other characters in their species that have been on screen.
Nuh-uh.
I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 more.
Nuh-uh.
Anyway, I think there was a theory where like Yaddle and Yoda or some shit with the name combination gave birth to Yodelehihu.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's out there floating on the internet.
Oh, jeez.
You know who know the answer to this? Is Josh.
I doubt. What do you mean? Yodelehihu is not a Star Wars character, Steph.
I mean, it could be, in theory. Oh, shut up, Siri.
All right, so which Star Wars series is set to come out next? Now, we're going to be expecting Ahsoka, and much like the how we saw Mandalorian pretty much take over a couple of episodes in the Boba Fett show, I wonder if he's going to be making that kind of an appearance in the Ahsoka series. It would be strange if he didn't at least make an appearance, because they did cross over during Boba Fett, but I don't know. What do you think about that? Because I think he's going to be out in space more in that outer rim, which Ahsoka, being in hiding as she is likely going to. That's where she's going to be located, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they've already crossed paths.
Mm-hmm.
So she might need some help at some point, and then he's going to swoop in, rescue.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Yeah, and we just learned too that Dave Filoni was actually going to be doing the directing of the next Star Wars movie, which I think is probably one of the smartest things that you can do, because the man, he knows what he's doing with the product right now. And so people are asking, does any of these things that are going on in the, I guess you can call it the Disney Plus world, have anything to do with the movie? And I guess what we know so far is that it is. Quite a bit is going to have to do with it. As announced at Star Wars Celebration 2023, Filoni will be directing a Star Wars movie that will act as a cinematic culmination of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, bringing all 3 stories together for one big final conclusion. As for when that's happening, it might look like, or how many seasons each show will debut between then and now, we have no clue.
That's a lot.
That's a lot to tie into.
Lot.
Well, and these days we're getting 2.5 to 3 hour movies.
Right.
So I'm sure that we're gonna get everything that we need from these 3 series, and then the final episode will be a very long movie, which I think makes sense. And given the pace that we're seeing these shows go in, they're gonna let this breathe, and then we might not see this movie come out for another maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work just to animate everything too.
Yeah. And the continuity too that they have to pay so much attention to with things that have happened already throughout the course of Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, season 1, which we're gonna get season 2 real soon, and now with Ahsoka, and Ahsoka's gonna actually connect everything to her history and her ties to Darth Vader. We might see Darth Vader in the Ahsoka series. They're known to come across each other and fight.
Yeah,
in
we
fact, from what I understand in the comic books, you know how like in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, we see them fight in that that fucking badass battle. It's not the only time that Darth Vader has lost a fight like that, and the second time has been with Ahsoka in the comic books. So I wonder if that might have, if they're gonna maybe try to recreate that in the Ahsoka series, maybe do some kind of a flashback to that. That'd be sick. Who knows?
Yeah, it would probably be a flashback.
I mean, that's Darth Vader's pretty much apprentice. He taught her everything she knows.
Yeah.
And he made her into the badass that she's now become. So, and then we get Rosario Dawson doing it. You can't ask for anything better.
She's really good, Ahsoka.
Yeah, she's good. Let's see here, and not a whole lot of other stuff. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about was the Super Mario Brothers movie. Everybody thought that Evil Dead was gonna take it down this week.
No, I never thought that.
People thought that Evil Dead still did really well. It got a lot of good reviews, so it was encouraging people to go out and see it, and they did do very well. But for the third week in a row, Super Mario Brothers movie's taken the #1 spot, and it's moving just that much closer to doing $1 billion globally.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty tight for it being primarily marketed to kids.
Right.
Like a children's movie.
Well,
be that high.
It wouldn't be the first time. I mean, like Toy Story, Shrek. These are children's movies.
But to rank that high or gross that much, like $1 billion?
In 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely, I don't know if it's setting some kind of record, but it's doing really well for itself, considering, too, the first Super Mario movie that we got back in the 90s was straight cabbage.
Oh, my God. Don't even get me about the fucking Koopa Troopas.
Seth, those things are dumb.
Oh, the lizards with the trench coat? What was that?
And the tiny heads. I don't know. It didn't make any sense. I've been reading about that, and the entire production, they didn't know what tone to set. Like, they didn't know whether it should be a lighthearted kids movie or if it should be a gritty, dark one. And that's why we get those two confusing senses as you watch that movie. And the plot was awful in that fucking movie.
I mean, they already had source material.
Yeah, but it's Hollywood, man. Hollywood in the 80s and 90s, all they want to do is like twist it in their own way so that they can make their own flavor. And that's why people hated these kinds of movies. And, in an interview, Seth Rogen said that it was the first time that he was, as a child, that he realized that bad movies could potentially be made, which I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's a bad taste in my mouth, that movie.
That one, and then when I saw the Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile, that was such a dumb movie to make.
It was not great. Even when they...
Uncle Fester was fucking M. Bison.
No. It was not a good movie. Even when they didn't remake it, or they rebooted it, right? In like the 2000s.
Oh, with the Chun-Li movie?
Yeah, even that was not good.
That sucked. That one sucked.
Not
that one
good.
sucked a lot. Yeah. And then they did one recently. Did they not? I'm thinking of Mortal Kombat.
No, that Mortal Kombat was actually pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for some reason, the Mortal Kombat movies have been good.
Yeah? Well, not so fast. The second one from the original...
I didn't say great. Okay. I said good.
Just digestible?
Yeah.
It's not just good. it's good enough.
It's okay.
It was all right.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I congrats, I guess, to the people.
You know what it was? It was that Peaches song. That's the jam right there.
I like how it's it can now legitimately be considered for an Oscar.
Yes. Oscar, Grammy.
Both maybe. Oscar for sure. That's what
the
I've
movie. Heard. Oh well, yeah.
No,
yeah.
as the song.
As the okay. Like, yes, I get it
the
now.
Soundtrack or whatever category they want to pigeonhole it in.
Yeah, why not both?
Why not both? I mean, it's totally Tenacious D, and if you're a musician, you would understand this. But I'm just gonna tell everybody, you don't have to be a musician to at least get the concept of the chord progression in that song that Jack Black sings. Is the same chord progression that you would use for Never Gonna Give You Up. And I think Jack Black knew exactly what he was doing.
Knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to rickroll everybody.
He just rickrolled everybody.
I'm just going to do it a little bit slower.
Yeah. And Peaches. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all I had for Geeking Out today. Did you have, you didn't, right? I think we established that at the top.
Yeah, no, this was my Geeking Out was the foodstuffs.
All right. Thanks a lot, Steph. It was actually pretty cool.
You're welcome.
Even though I failed.
And I'm still waiting on that sandwich.
Just be a good Maxwell wife and go get me a goddamn cup of coffee. Anyway, we're gonna finish this off with some music highlights. Steph, I don't know if you've heard, but there's been some rumblings coming from the Indio polo fields over at the Coachella Music and Arts Festival, man. A lot of surprises.
Wait. So they are not playing polo there?
You know, that's a very good question. I don't know that they've held a polo match there in a while. Or maybe they have, and, they don't have the marketing budget that the actual Coachella event does. But you want to go catch a polo game? Catch some rich whites on horses hitting the ball on the ground?
They're at it again.
The whites are at it again. We've been saying that a lot in this house. But
it's okay, I'm white.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, a lot of surprises. Just maybe 2 days before the week one of Coachella, we all got the news that Blink-182 was going to be replacing Frank Ocean. I know a lot of people were going to be going to Coachella specifically because of Frank Ocean, and those people ended up getting Blink-182.
So what happened with that?
I think he broke his leg, or he injured his leg. And I've been seeing a lot of memes about, Dave Grohl sitting on his throne and Axl Rose sitting on that same throne. And the show must go on, but not for Frank Ocean. Matter of fact, it ended up costing Coachella a shit ton of money because that money was guaranteed to Frank Ocean. So he's laughing all the fucking way to the bank. Not only that, but the production, because he put together this fucking huge ass production, because he's supposed to be the closer. He was closing the entire festival. He was the Sunday night closer, so he was gonna really kind of go balls out with it. And the promoters of Coachella fronted a lot of that money for the production, so that got scrapped. Those people still got paid, of course. There's some guarantees that you have to make, and then not only that, but because they got Blink-182, they have to pay Blink-182 the same rate that they were going to pay Frank Ocean. So they lost so much money, but they still made listen, they still turned a profit. It's Coachella.
No shit. It's like $600 for 3 days, right? Some shit.
Oh, that's cute.
Really?
It was
How much is it?
It was like $600 back in like 2007 my first time that I went.
How much is it?
It's well over $1,000, Steph. It's well over $1,000. I haven't really peeked at the prices because I haven't had an interest in going to Coachella in the last few years. But if I remember correctly, the last time that I went was 2012? No, 2016. It's when Guns N' Roses made their reunion. I want to say it was like 2016.
I don't think so.
16, 17.
No.
No?
I don't. Well, no.
More recent, you think?
No. Further in the past.
I don't know about that. It doesn't matter. But it was already like $1,000 back then. So now in 2023, I mean, it's got to be like 1,500, maybe approaching $2,000.
Was it? Oh, it was 2016.
Oh, see, I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, dude, fucking, they're still gonna turn a profit, but it's funny how that worked out. And not only that, but the real news I wanted to talk about was that there's been a lot of talk on the internet, at least if you're a big geek with music and these festivals, that are sharing that Blink-182 have been caught using autotune at Coachella. And it's funny that this discovery was made, because as I was watching the clips that YouTube had posted, because YouTube is streaming Coachella this year, and I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but they've been doing that. But what's different about this year and other years in the past is that every single musical act is being streamed in every stage. Now, to catch them, you have to catch them live. Okay. So you got it's just like being at the festival where you can't be at all the stages at once. You got to tune into the one stage that's streaming that artist. If you have two artists that are conflicting, you're fucked. You got to pick one, unless you have like maybe two devices going at the same time at home, and you're like Marty McFly's house in the '80s with all the TVs on the wall.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye out for everybody. Mm-hmm. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Didn't they keep some of those recordings?
Yeah. They have clips of, they have like a couple of Blink-182 songs up. They have What's My Age Again, I Miss You. I think they have The Rock Show. I could be wrong about that. But in one of those, in fact, in all of them, I was asking myself, why does Blink-182 sound so good when it comes to like their vocals? Because they've been historically notorious for not sounding great, or their harmonies not really being so good in live shows. They're a sloppy band. They're a sloppy pop punk band. Mm-hmm. They did it so much that it's expected. If you go to a Blink show, you're gonna expect them to not sound great. They're not gonna sound like their albums. But for some reason, in the first time in ever, Blink-182 sounded good. They sounded good. Like the harmonies, the melodies, everything sounded good. And they're using backtracks. They're definitely using backtracks, which is fine. I can deal with that. My band uses backtracks. But the auto-tune was something new. And if you pay attention, it's mainly with Tom, because Tom was the one that's notorious for being off key, for singing the way that he sings. and for those
we all know.
Yeah, and for those who aren't that familiar with auto-tune, for it to give you that T-Pain effect, where it clicks from one note to the next, the T-Pain effect is what everybody calls it. You have to be really off key for it to pull to the next note, or to do that dance where it goes, when you're really fucking up. Mm-hmm. We see it all the time with rappers who use auto-tune. And, we heard it a lot with a lot of the fucking terrible Kanye West songs that used auto-tune. That effect is happening because you are not even trying, or you fucking suck at singing on pitch to what you're supposed to be singing. So, I'm not saying Tom is a terrible singer. I'm just saying that he slipped in key little areas of the entire set where it's just like, he's fucking auto-tuned right now. And you kind of, you can find him. If you're looking for him, you can find him. Especially too, after a song that, and I think it might have been The Rock Show. I think it was that one where, or maybe I Miss You. But at the end of the song, he's like, good job, Mark. And because they didn't turn off the auto-tune, him just saying good job, Mark was auto-tuned.
Oh,
and so like that was one of
the,
he got. And so who's to say, are they going to continue using auto-tune for this tour? It's the first time that they played as the Travis Tom Mark, combination since 2014. And the thing that sucks is like, why isn't Skiba invited to this tour? Because he was a big part of Blink-182 for a good chunk of years.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean we're never going to hear songs from those albums ever again? I think
they probably will.
Maybe if he came out and did a feature, I don't know where he lives, but if they were to go to Skiba's hometown, maybe he'd come out on stage and play a couple of those songs with him.
Maybe.
There's no bad blood. Even Tom said, thanks for doing what you did while, during my absence. He was pretty classy about it. But anyway, I was talking about the autotune, right?
Yes.
Where was I going with this?
Yes, the autotune. No, you were done with it. You moved on.
And then what was I going with it? I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm. Are they gonna play Skiba's songs?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask if you think that they might be continuing to use autotune for the rest of the tour, and I think yes, and I think that it's justified because you got fans paying $500+ to go see these Blink-182 concerts. Do you remember a couple of months ago when people were up in arms for that Taylor Swift fiasco with Ticketmaster?
Oh, yeah.
It was around that same time that the Blink-182 tickets were going on sale too, and people were like, "Fuck, dude, these tickets are like $500," because they were doing that dynamic pricing on Ticketmaster.
Oh.
And so, Ticketmaster was pretty much... Ticketmaster unleashed the powers of capitalism on the world. And the average Joe, the average fucking person, Blink fan, lost. And for those who were ballsy enough to still want to go, we're out like $500+ per ticket. Per ticket.
It's so dumb. Like the base price does not even cost that much. It's
back in
fees.
1996 when, Blink was really coming up, I'm sure a ticket was no more than $20 to $25.
Oh, for sure.
With fees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, like the fees were just outrageous. Like, why am I paying this extra $2 convenience charge?
Right. Yeah, that it started getting real ugly in the mid 2010s with these ticket prices.
Well, a lot of people are starting not to use Ticketmaster. They're using like other private companies.
It's difficult though because they own the industry. They're a monopoly on the industry. So Ticketmaster has contracts with venues that say you as a venue have to use Ticketmaster for your ticketing services. A lot of the production companies out there that put together the stages are contracted with Ticketmaster. The labels are contracted with Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster has successfully grabbed the balls of the entire music industry in the Western world.
That fucking sucks.
It's fucking stupid.
And that just makes it harder for artists.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they can't sell the tickets, then why even play at that venue?
Yeah, when Live Nation was coming up on its own, we're like, finally, Ticketmaster's got some competition. Next thing you know, Ticketmaster just bought Live Nation, you know? So nobody wins except for, the suit and ties over at Ticketmaster, corporate, man. Like, we're all fucking like, and Congress ain't doing shit about it. I mean, they're having conversations, but none so spirited as to like, let's get rid of this fucking monopoly that's destroying an industry. Maybe not destroying an industry, but making it a less exciting place to be a part of.
Right.
So yeah. So you really kind of got to go indie with smaller venues, smaller bands. I think it's the musical equivalent to shop local.
I mean, it's hard when you're such a big band like that. You can't play small venues.
You could, but
I mean, yeah.
It's not. I mean, you're trying to make a buck. You're trying to cash in on your talent, everything that you've built to get where you're at.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're a band like Green Day or even Weezer, I've heard that Weezer has another moniker to their band and will play these small little venues.
Yeah.
I think Green Day does the same thing.
They'll do a small venue here and there.
But they'll change the name. Like they won't go on as Green Day. is what I've heard.
Yeah, well, they have their side bands.
Mm-hmm.
So they might go up as the side band and then switch out to Green Day.
During
the
show. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyhow, now the last thing I wanted to bring up in the same topic, I only really had the one topic to talk about. How do you feel about rock bands using autotune now? Because they're not the first. They're absolutely not the first. They're not going to be the last. But autotune is improving the musical experience for those listening, as long as it's not the T-Pain-y fucking autotune, but it's just so that it can give you that extra little push to keep the person on pitch, especially now with tickets being $500. Do you think autotune is a good idea?
I'm okay with autotune being used live, but not recorded, if that makes sense, for the same purpose that you just said.
Everybody uses pitch correction for recordings. Everybody.
No, but you're comparing it so much with that T-Pain type sound, but they're not. That's not what they're going for the recording.
Well, I'll tell you this: T-Pain has it like at 100%, and everybody else, I'm talking everybody else who you're hearing on the radio has it at like between 25 to 35%. Auto-tuneness.
But they're not using it for that specific sound.
They're using it just for the pitch correction.
But you're talking about like, so when Blink did it live, it was too much?
No, he just got because he was talking at a certain point.
Because that's what I need clarification.
Because he was singing wildly out of tune, off key, so that made the T-Pain-y thing.
No, I'm okay with it live.
Oh, okay. That was anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're agreeing about the same thing.
Are we? Because I'm torn. I'm torn about this. Should us as an audience allow bands to continue using autotune?
Why would we have to allow an artist to do whatever the fuck they want?
I'm not saying that they aren't still going to do it, but like, and I don't think we have a choice, really, when it comes down to it. I think the progression of music and the competition with the music being so saturated as it is, you have to be able to go up there and compete. And this is a performance enhancement device that is really going to help you compete.
You're not, unless you know that they're actively doing it, you're not going to notice, right? So what's the point of like saying, no, you can't use that?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Bands use it. They're using it right. The 1975 uses it live. You gotta know that the pop stars are doing it live too.
Half the time they're not even really singing.
They got the backtracks going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of the times the backtrack is what they're singing, so that they have another, so it just sounds more stereo and more rounded. And even then, it's a whole thing, dude. It's a whole freaking thing. The technology in audio has really made things a little bit that much more polished. But I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily.
No, I don't think it's. I am going to a concert. I'm already, the ticket's been paid for. The drinks have been paid for. I'm going to be wine and dined. I want to be entertained. And if it sounds good, it sounds good with all these added features. Just play my favorite songs.
Yeah.
So that I can hear them. And I can dance to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can enjoy them.
No, fair enough.
And take off my clothes.
You gonna take off your clothes?
No? What? No, I didn't say anything like that.
Okay. And
this was not quick at all.
No. Well, how long have we been recording this? We're a little over an hour. Well, we haven't been doing the podcast for like 2 weeks. You guys have been missing out. Now, it's funny because at the end of the previous podcast that we did, I did say tune in next week. Should have done that. Then again, we didn't know we weren't going to have a show. It's just, and we should know better, Steph, because this happens every year. And by the way, I'm ending music highlights now. This happens every year. It always happens on Easter. It always happens around Easter. It happens around Memorial Day, and it happens around 4th of July. And we've only been smart enough to acknowledge this during the holidays between Thanksgiving and New Year, where we're not going to be recording as much as we do for the rest of the year.
Right.
But,
we take that giant holiday break.
But I think that we need to begin to plan ourselves to not be available around those other holidays that typically take our time.
Yes.
Especially Easter, because it's around my birthday. Like, there's a lot going on. Not that I'm saying that I need to celebrate my birthday. You want to celebrate my birthday. And it was pretty awesome this year because we went to Shakey's. But anyway, we already talked about that. But yeah, man. Yeah. So anyway, come on back next week. we're gonna have a podcast next week, right? We'd be pretty fucked up not to.
We should have a podcast? Question mark.
We'll have a podcast. I think it's easier to guarantee because I don't have a show next week to play. You ain't got shit going on.
Unless I get concussed from that Rumble that I do on Saturday.
That'd be a one-man show. Or let's see how many sentences Steph could string together. That'll be the show.
That'll be the show?
That'll be the show.
Okay.
Just, kick some ass, man. Like, you really need to try to send somebody to the hospital at this Taekwondo Rumble.
Fuck, man. All right.
Please? Do it for the family.
Do it for the family. Yeah. This is for my dad. Ah! Fucking Gohan.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said before, tune in next week. We're going to be doing this all over again. Hopefully, we're now that we're balls deep into warmer weather, I'd like to hit up some musical acts because this is about the time where a lot of people are releasing things, they're more active. The Fallen Electric just released our single, Little Habits. That's been in the bag for like a year. And because the pandemic was what it was the last few years, we didn't know if we were ready to release, but we have a bunch of songs in the bag. We're going to be releasing them sooner than later, I hope. But
I'm still waiting for that Christmas album. Been asking for it for years.
We'll see what happens, Steph. I don't know about that. We might have, I don't know about an album. Maybe a single. Does that sound okay?
All I'm hearing is excuses at this point.
Fine. We'll try to get a single out for this year. Does that sound all right?
Album.
God damn it. Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show, and a special thanks to you foos who subscribe, rate, review, and share the pod with your fellow foos. Remember to pick up some swag at FooBarShow.com. That's FOOBarshow.com, and follow FOO Bar Show on our socials, and we'll boo it up like a couple of foos. I've been Josie.
And I'm Steph.
Signing off saying, don't be a dick.
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.